Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM22 story, The Head Coach, with me, Daniel. We're back today for part 28, if I've done my maths right. You'll have to forgive me. It's been a few days since I recorded one. And we are in one hell of a title race, a two-horse race between us and Wealdstone. Now, we are top of the league as we come back with 10 games to go, but as you can see, it's only because of a postponed fixture for Wealdstone. They are 1 point behind with a game in hand, and it is going all the way to the wire. We both look like we're going to smash 100 points. With 10 games to go, we could both get conceivably past 110. So it could be that we end up on 110 points and second place, which would be the most cruel thing ever. But today we've got two of our toughest tests. We've got Maidenhead at home, Clint Hillside, who we played earlier in the season. They are up in 5th place and fighting to secure their playoff spot themselves. We've also got Slough away, who are just 5 points off the playoffs. So if you're looking forward to seeing how they go and transfer deadline day in non-league, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content from two long-term stories. The Hemel Hempstead save has been absolutely mad, and I would encourage you to go and check out the last week. It's been absolutely insane. The link is in the eye above. There's also a link there to the Twitch channel, the football podcast, and much, much more. Now, of course, with deadline day around the corner, I almost had one bit of real excitement, because on the 12th of February, after more under-18s coming in, after more disappointment and inactivity in the senior transfer department, we had an offer. It went in, and I was getting excited because, if I show you the player it was this guy. On loan from Charlton, he's ended up going to Salford in the end in the National League, so we can't blame him for that. It's a senior club, it's a club in the division above, and he's playing well at that level too. However, what I thought was, finally, he spotted we need a centre-half or a left-back, and he's trying to get us that player in. And then for the 5 weeks since, there has been nothing again. I'm utterly speechless. The frustration is really gripping me here because we've never seen anything like it in terms of constant under-18s coming in. And then when you put in a bid for a player, you've identified you need someone. To then leave it another 5 weeks is criminal. And it's also not helped by the fact we've had injuries in that time. Jaden Sweeney, our only left back, is still out at this point. So we have been basically running on empty and with players out of position for the last month. And for all the players I've tried to retrain in positions, I haven't really got anyone who can go over to left back. So it's been one of our fullbacks just moving across to the other side for the most part. Let's have a look at the schedule though and see how that's affected our results. You were with me for Wealdstone and Chippenham, and I'm afraid it stayed frustrating. You can see all of our wins, bar the Havant game, have come by 1 goal. And we're making a bit of a habit now of running out of steam defensively and conceding late goals with very tired defenders. We also have had a couple of games that were just so frustrating. So after the last episode, we drew 1-1 at Maidstone. They had a last minute red card. They equalised late on. At home to Hemel Hempstead, Zach Smith and Harvey Nibs nicked us a 2-1 victory against our one club story team. Against St Albans, yet more frustration. Harvey Nibs with 2. Cancelled out by St Albans. Expected goals 3.09. St Albans 0.68. Course 2-2 draw is what we were expecting. Matt Everett got injured there as well and missed a game or two. Against Havant and Waterlooville, again we raced into a 3-goal lead and just dropped off towards the end. You can see that's the game in which Sweeney got injured. He hasn't played since. But it was Lucas Ness, Gideon Kadua and Zach Smith who scored our goals in that one. Against Hungerford away, a crucial 1-0 win. Another game we dominated, but just about got the result. Alla Adabomi with the late one there. Against Bath, a 3-2 victory. Again, 3-0 up, nearly bottled it. Hemel Hempstead legend Jaden Wareham, the man who created a grandstand finish after Gideon Gadua had got a hat-trick. And then away at Dorking, probably the only game I can't complain about because Adabomi and Friel scored in a comeback victory. It was a screamer from Friel. But for the large part, we weren't on top and we just finished it off with a few late strikes. So I was happy to get that result. But as we go into this run-in, we've got to take confidence because following these 2 games, Maidenhead and Slough, we face a lot of teams in April and even the last fixture against Bognor Regis against sides in the bottom half, either relegated or who are going to be lower mid-table. Add to that Wealdstone, who I know have got games in hand which could put them above us, but the more fixture pile up, the harder it's going to get. That's my opinion on it. They've got a much tougher run-in than us. They face the teams we've just played. Weymouth are up in the playoffs. Bath are on the edge of that chasing pack. Dorking are in it. Hampton and Richmond are in it. And Maidenhead are in the playoffs. So the run-in would definitely suggest that we're favourites. But Wealdstone have been improving the squad. And our director of football hasn't. If that doesn't change in today's episode, the opportunity's gone and we fight with what we've got. So avoiding injuries is key, keeping people fit is key. But if we have a look at the squad for today's game, the first one against Maidenhead, not everyone's fit, and to be honest, a few of them are going to have to play. So I've taken a decision to give Smith a rest. We brought Elam in midweek as a fullback just to try and rest one of them, and well, it's worked to an extent. On the bench today, I'm almost tempted to bring in Johnny Lai, just so we can put someone centre half or left back if we need to, but he's useless. In terms of the team, we've got Friel, we've got Ness, and we've got Hansen and Cowan who aren't fit. Two of them are nowhere near fit. So I'm really hopeful that of all the days, this could be the one where we just score 3 or 4 quick goals and we're able to take people off. I don't think it's going to be that easy against Maidenhead, and I don't think this weakened team in certain areas is going to be able to deliver. But regardless, the side we're putting out for this one is Hall between the sticks. He has been an ever-present this year in the league. Bramble and Cowan, who's covering over at left-back, actually getting unconvincing or awkward there now, because he's played there so many times through necessity. Hansen and Ness in the middle, Squires in the holding role, a tired Friel and a very poor McCarthy, with Kadua, Everett and Nibs the front three. Ola Adabomi just about fit on the bench. And then it's kids. We have not got any squad depth. If we'd had Syme here, he would have started left back tonight and the world would have looked a much better place. But for now, we are trying to work on empty and we desperately need a sign-in. If we can win this league, given how well Wildston have done, I know the rest of the league's quite weak, but if we can win this league, given the circumstances and the squad we've had, I'd argue it's one of our best ever achievements. Let's get into a game against another top 7 side and see if we can get the victory at home. And here we go, some good players in this Maidenhead side. We've mentioned the likes of the Haviland. We also mentioned Kia Hain last time we played them. They're a good side, and in fact they're the 2 that have come in today. So probably 2 of their stars rested in midweek. We're going to tell the lads to impress us. They're running on empty at the moment, and it's becoming very difficult. And I know I keep using fitness as an excuse, but we've got a part-time side. We've got 13 players who I feel are capable of playing in the first 11. One of the players who's not, in Jake McCarthy, is in there today. And we're just trying to put chances away. We're missing so many. And we haven't got the legs late on to compete. Like, Ness can't do 90 minutes. Neither can Friel. But we haven't got the subs for them. Although an early goal would help. Bramble back to Friel. Oh, it's deflected into the keeper's arms. How has that not gone in? Little moments where it bobbles around and we just don't get the luck. It's not good for us. But at the moment, we have to prioritise just winning. It doesn't matter if it's pretty. It doesn't matter if we look great along the way. I'll take a 1-0, I'll take a 2-1, I don't care. Let's just get results. Although Maidenhead are on the way forward now. Nearly called the Maidstone as they come down the left-hand side. Back to Taylor. Ness intercepts to McCarthy. Can we get on the break? Kadua's been the star man in recent weeks. He's surging down the right-hand side. Gets to the byline, delivers for Harvey Nibs. It's a great last-ditch block by the defender. And Taylor hoofs downfield. Flicked on, but Hansen will get there. And Bramble can bring it away. 10 minutes to the break. It's the same old story. Dominance, no goal. And is it going to come back to haunt us when the legs tire? Well, last chance of the first half, you think, as Cowan on the left throws into Ben Friel. Wouldn't mind nicking one here as it's into Harvey Nibs. Is he onside? Please, I can't see the linesman. That's a good sign. On the stroke of half-time, we have scored at the perfect moment. Maidenhead trail 1-0. Wildston, I think, were still goalless at the break. And that's no less than we deserve. But the amount of games we've been 1-0 up in and not won, it's becoming a bit of a pattern, so we're going to have to be careful here. Wildston still drawing away at Billericay. They are 7th, so they're a tough opponent too. But we've had 21 shots. Our expected goals is 2.5, and we just can't put games to bed. And then when this fitness problem creeps in, we really start to struggle. As McCarthy gives it to Kadua, to Nibs. Can we get that second? Just make it a little easier. Kadua to McCarthy, to Nibs. White to Bramble on the overlap. Got a chance to cross. There's 3 or 4 in the middle. Nibs is one of them. Just over the bar. It's a frustrating moment again. Is it going to be another one of those days? We've got a throw on the left with Cowan. We're still dominant at the moment. And maybe you could say the other way. Maybe it's not fitness. Maybe when we make changes, the fact we're weakening the team shows. It could be that too. As Cowan comes down the left-hand side, gets towards the byline. By the corner flag, cuts in on his right, crosses for Kadua. And his header goes awry as well. We are creating so many chances. But we just can't score goals. As Cowan, what on earth is that throwing? Hansen just about gets him out of jail. Cowan brings it down the left to Everett. Come on, Matt. Through ball to Nibs. He's just onside. He's got to score. Harvey Nibs is blocked again. De Havilland, we mentioned in pre-match. It's stunning, stunning defending. And I'm going to have to think about changes in a minute because Ness has got nothing left. Everett into the box. De Havilland wins the header. I mean, Ness wasn't even there to challenge for it. Taylor down the left. Can we afford to weaken our defence that much? We're going to have to find out the hard way, I feel. So Avenel will come on for Lucas Ness. I'm almost tempted to bring on the left back instead, because I feel it's less damaging than ruining the centre-half partnership. But we don't have a choice in the grand scheme of things. Who's better in the air? Avenel? They're both 6 foot, they'll be fine. We've also got exhausted legs in the shape of Ben Friel, but no real quality replacement. So it's going to have to be Afinawozi, who doesn't normally get on the bench. And then Adabomi is a good replacement. He will replace Harvey Nibbs, I think, who has missed a few chances, has scored one, but could have had a hatful. And we just hope Adabomi gets one, because this is the stage of a game where we normally start to collapse. We will drop to time wasting and balance late on, as Wealdstone have nicked a late one again. They just keep doing it. We've basically got 2 teams that deserve to be champions in this league. And one of us is going to miss out. And you'd think after this season, that one's not going to win the playoffs. As Leonard goes back to Hughes. Big ball downfield. This is it, isn't it? Hansen gets it to Squires, to Afinawozi, to McCarthy. Come on, pull out a belter. Oh, awful goalkeeping to let it through. But I could not care less. I could not care any less than that. 2-0, McCarthy scores a rocket, and it goes straight through the goalkeeper. Adabomi's picked up a knock, so it's not all plain sailing. Now we need a late Billericay equaliser in the other game. Although we might have some work to do ourselves here. This happens every time. Burgess gets to the right-hand side. Into the back post, free header. Oh, I'm going to have to start doing the Jose tactic from Chelsea. Get 2-0 up and just shut up shop, because we haven't got the legs to do this. Look at the team's fitness. It's absolutely abysmal. We're going to drop the wingers both to support duties. We are going to drop to a balanced mentality because we've just got to hold on. These results now, winning by 1 goal, just about doing enough, are so important. We're going to time waste all of the time. We're going to be more disciplined. We're going to slow it down. You all know the drill. Because there's 5 minutes to go, we're still going to counter when we win it, but we're going to drop that defensive line too. It is all about getting a result now. No frills. No excitement, just hold on for 2-1 and hope that Wealdstone drop their points. Well, straight back from the kickoff, that is never ever a good sign in Football Manager, because the momentum is certainly with the visitors here. And I'm pretty sure when we played these guys near the start of the season, I don't know if I'm mixing them up with Maidstone again, did we blow a 2-goal lead as Bramble picks the ball up on the right, back to his keeper. Hall's got possession, goes left to Cowan, can't play left back to save his life, hasn't got a left foot to save his life. But he's doing the job as Hansen goes up to Adabomi, loses out in the air, and Maidenhead are just going long, and they're getting success from it because we've got no legs left. They've got midfield runners, they're in again. Don't you dare. Good save, Hall. Really good save for the keeper. Got an awful reflexes rating, but continues to defy the odds when it comes to them. And now we've got to defend the set pieces without some of our tallest players on. Bramble away as far as Squires. Can he just hold on to the ball for now? Get his foot on it. We're still trying to counter, of course. Win the free kick. He wins the throw-in. That's just as good. 3 minutes. It's going to be very tense. Wealdstone 1 goal up. Dover 1 goal up. Can we both hold on? We just about have. But it is such a similar pattern. Every game is taking that form at the moment. We're going to tell the lads we're pleased. We want to keep the confidence up. But surely the director of football can see we need an addition now. Just give us 1 defender and I think we'll do it. Well, Wealdstone, hold on as well. It is getting very tense at the top. The good thing for us, we've now got a week off. When we're back, Wealdstone will have played their game in hand. In fact, we'll come back and have a look at that score as it goes along. And then we've got a big game next Saturday. Can we back it up? Can we get a sign-in? Director of football, it's over to you. Well, arguably, this moment where we're not playing is the most important of the week. We've had no transfer news so far, although I will check these messages here. Oh, another 16-year-old with half a star ability, just what we need. A reminder that Hansen wants the squad to be strengthened at centre-half. I mean, I would love it too, mate, but it's not happening, is it? Let's get through this game. Come on, St Albans. I've watched you do FA Cup magic live this season. Now come and deliver in Football Manager against my title rivals. Fingers crossed. Well, thanks for that, guys. Battled your heart out to a 2-2 draw against us and then just fell and collapsed in the first half an hour against Wealdstone. 4-0, and not only have they gone top of the league again, they've almost caught our goal difference, which is going to make this very hard. It's certainly a 2-horse race. In fact, looking at Wealdstone, they're already guaranteed a spot in the top 4. That's how well they've done. We're not far behind. But I just cannot believe they folded like that. Let's get ahead to Saturday. Just let there be an offer for someone. We have a recruitment meeting. I am going to get very animated in this one. We don't often get to show them. We don't need a right back because our right back's playing left back. Get me a left back and the problem is solved. Let's get started. So, centre half. I'm now going to see hundreds of great players that we could have got. We have got 3 scouts available, so we're going to go low priority here. We're going to ask for 3-star ability players, 1 week targets. Fine. Left back, we need big targets. So let's set a focus. Normal, 1 week. 2.5 stars enough at this level. Let's go and find the targets, and let's hope the director of football finds one worth signing. The rest of these, he's just recommending great strikers to us now because why not? Just take the mick, eh? If there's a left back in here, I'm going to be furious. They're all attacking players so far. Still the case as we come towards the end. Centre midfielder would help because we could drop one of the others into defence permanently. Mitch Brundle's popped up. I'm not sure he'd be welcome back at Dover. Let's get through. Oh my word, there's a left back. There's a left back that's decent. Why on earth didn't you sign him months ago? There's another one there. I'm absolutely furious. Get me one of those left backs and get them quick. Kevin Wilkin, I talked you up when you joined this club and you've been a constant letdown. We'll be back in a moment for Saturday's game and hopefully some good news in the transfer window. Fitness test time ahead of the second game. Wealdstone have another tough one against Havant and Waterlooville. We've got Bramble just about fit. Sweeney limited 60 minutes on his return from injury and Adabomi nowhere near fit. We've also got TJ Bramble on international duty for the next 2 games after this. So we're going to have to think very carefully about our team. We'll be back in a minute to run through it and hopefully get a positive result on the road. Maybe even reclaim top spot. So despite Sweeney being back from injury, I'm going to rather controversially leave him on the bench because Bramble's on international duty next week. We cannot afford him to be injured. So maybe just 20 minutes, half an hour if we need it later on. We've made 1 change to the team from the last game. Zach Smith has come back in for McCarthy, who drops to the bench. But this is the squad we've got. We've got no real quality on the bench for the front 3. Everyone's got a heavy match load. But at least we've got another week off after. Let's get into the game. 1 change made and see if we can go and beat Slough. 3 changes for our host today. A few decent players in that side, but not quite as an experienced team as we've seen from some of the other top boys. And maybe that's why they're just outside those playoff places. I think that Morgan Griffiths on the bench. Did he not start at Hemel Hempstead with us in that story? Have to let me know down in the comments because we didn't really feature him, so I can't remember too well. As early doors, first minute, we've got a free kick. Zach Smith is back in and he's scored a few of these this year, despite not having a best rating. And he's done it again. I have never ever, I've said this in the comments this season, I've never had a player that's performed so far above their attributes and their ability before. He's been unbelievable and it's 11 goals for the season now, but they've got one at the other end. And you know what? It would be about time that we conceded 1 too, as that's just over the bar from Jack Turner. Behind my head, Wealdstone go 1-0 up against Havant. You can see it at the top now. And it's that centre-half they got on loan, the sort of player we should have been chasing. And Wealdstone stay top as Everett puts it into Ness. This is the start we needed. We need one of these games, ideally against the top sides, where we just go and batter them 4 or 5, which we've done a few times this year when it's all paid off. But maybe this is why we struggle. We said we wanted to be the most intense pressing team in the division. And maybe we haven't got the legs or the squad to do it for 90 every 3 days. As Afoka cuts in from the left-hand side, out to Lilly. Slough having their first real bit of momentum in this match. Their first push forward. The cross to the back post for Gill. And it's headed comfortably over the bar. 20 gone. We're happy so far. Then we're back with a goal kick for Matthew Hall. Straight over the top towards Kadua. He flicks down, but Fuchs will get there first. And it's back to his keeper, the home number 1. Long ball forward, which Squires intercepts to Everett. Wouldn't mind a third this early doors. Everett goes down the left-hand side. Back to Cowan. Cowan gets towards the byline, but he's always going to cut in, is he? Yep, cuts in on his right. Delivers to Kadua. And his header's just over the bar. What a start and what a performance from Dover Athletic. Wealdstone, though, still doing their job too. Well, half-time, and what a quiet second quarter of the game that was. We didn't see anything after the 25-minute mark. Into the second half we go. Slough have only had 1 shot on target. We've been the better side. But we've got to take advantage because we've seen the amount of late goals we concede. A third, you'd have to say, might wrap it up, as Friel comes down the right. Hasn't got much support, so goes all the way back to Squires, who was back from the set piece. He nearly gets caught there, but finds Bramble, who does make his way back out to the wide area. Squires to Smith, through ball towards Everett. It's a lovely one. He's got two in the middle if he can get it across, and he's brought down. It's excellent play from Everett. He really held that up well, forced the foul, and now Harvey Nibbs, he's got a bit of a mixed record given his rating, but he can wrap this game up for us. In fact, it's Bramble who goes up, and he makes no mistake. TJ Bramble makes it 3-0 Dover. With 51 minutes gone, surely we can keep an eye on Wilston's result instead now. As we're back almost immediately, Fuchs gets it at centre-half for Slough. This is where the fight back starts. They go all out, Fellows gets in, rounds the keeper, thankfully hits the bar. But what on earth is it when we go 2 or 3 up that, I know they probably go a bit more attacking, but we just completely collapse. I want to leave it a little while. I don't want to go deep and time wasting at this stage. Wilston have got a second against Havant, and they keep doing their job. So at the moment, our results are pretty much pointless. As Everett gets it into the front post, Kadua heads just wide. Now I'm going to make changes. Let's get Cowan into centre-half. We're going to bring on Sweeney at left-back for the booked Hansen. We're also in midfield going to take Kadua off for James Bibbo. Nibbs will go out to the right. And then in centre mid, Frill's been tired a few games. So Jake McCarthy, who scored in the last one, can come on for him. 22 minutes plus stoppage time to go. We are going to drop to balance now. Just going to sit in a shape a bit and hope we can hold on as Matthew Hall's got it between the sticks. From a back pass, goes long downfield towards Bibbo, but not quite the same physical presence, not quite the same technical ability there. Fellows gets in at the other end, hits the post again. How are they getting in behind so easy? It's almost like they pushed the line up. So what we're going to do is just drop our defensive line a tad. I'm going to try not to drop to the time-wasting tactics, but still give us a bit more solidity. Well, no threat as we get to stoppage time. Wilston do get a third though, so they're keeping pace with the goal difference now too. But a really good result against a good side. Now, while we play all these bottom sides of the league, the bottom half teams, we have got to be consistent in this running. We've got 4 days till the transfer window closes. Let's go and see, before we finish, if there's any action to come. 1 day until the window shuts. We've had an offer for a 16-year-old from Braintree, and finally, a senior offer. Why am I not excited? It's a striker. What do we really need? Is it another striker? I mean, it'll help the squad. Probably better than Bibbo, but still. I mean, come on. You know what we need. You've tried to sign that before. This guy's decent. He's a solid backup. However, we have to get a defender. What I am pleased to see, though, is there's some activity. 1 day to go. Let's see if it happens. Thursday morning, we've got responses from those assignments where really good players have been found. Now, I am going to be furious if at the end of the day, none of them have come in. Surely he's got to deliver. You've not got many hours now. Please, I'm begging you, Kevin. You've got to make something happen. We've reached 11:15. There's less than 6 hours to go. Beanie has refused to leave us for Weymouth under-18s, and Diallo has rejected us for Slough, who I'm guessing have offered him more money and a bigger squad role. Ola Adabomi back in training, but we're not going to get anyone, are we? I'm going to be left to fight on scraps. Friday morning, the window is shut. The biggest deal is the sale from us. But no worries, we've signed another 16-year-old striker. I am fuming. But we are now with basically a threadbare defence. If we get any more than 1 injury at a time, we're screwed. We have got an easier run in, and we will be back for the final 2 games of the season. And my word, if we do win the league and go up, what chance have we got of surviving with this director of football? We'll end up with 50 under-18s and no senior players. I've not seen much news in terms of contracts unless these players are tied down for multiple years. But we will be back after April for Concord and for Bognor Regis. If you did enjoy the episode and you're looking forward to finding out, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. Positive signs in the Slough performance, but Wealdstone, just an unstoppable force yet again. If you want to stay up to date and find out how it finishes, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. A massive thank you for your support as always. Hemel will be back tomorrow with this one in 2 days' time at 3:30. You can find a Twitch channel and anything else you've missed up in the eye above. But a massive thank you for watching, your continued support as always, and I'll see you next time for a title race that's going to the wire.